What's up? What the
The Magic. You see the Celtics?
Hold on, sorry. Yo, slew. It's your boy G Malicia. Knicks here to start off the weekly. We got a lot to talk about, even though we're not gonna be here too long, but got several things to talk about. Obviously, the Giannis Antetokounmpo noise, the Knicks being interested since the summer. The Bucks essentially telling the Knicks, show us your best offer. Allegedly, nothing coming of that. Seeing things were about to be brewing in the past several weeks. And then obviously with Giannis injuring the same calf he injured back in 2024, it seems that the deal may be off, at least for now. Going into the summer, might be some things that pick up. But first, let me introduce my guy, Nick G. How you doing, my
What's up,
guy?
man? How you doing? Salute.
I'm chilling, man. The Knicks are going on I wouldn't call it a run, but Knicks are doing okay. We got a big test coming up
Mm,
tomorrow, but definitely want to talk to you about some of the trade rumors. Obviously, Giannis is the big
yeah,
elephant in the room, and I know you want to opine on that.
yeah.
But I just want to get your initial thoughts, and I'm gonna just throw some questions at you.
All right. My initial thoughts, man, is of course, if I could get Giannis, I'm trading for him. I think everyone should be able should agree with that one, except a couple people online. We know who they are. But for the most part, Giannis is an upgrade. I think if you trade for Giannis, I'm talking about like trading Towns straight up for Giannis. I don't want to give up OG. I don't want to give up Mikhail. I don't want to give up Brunson. And that makes it a very hard trade. If I could do something to get picks to Milwaukee and matching salary or whatever, it may take like doing a three-way trade with AD or something like that involved. That might help like sweeten the pot, but for the most part, um, I don't want to give up the wings that we have because the wings with Giannis puts us over the top. That
Mm,
makes us a championship level team.
agreed.
Without that, it's hard to say we will win a championship. And it's all about the structure of the team as well as the way Giannis has played in the past. He's always had a shooting center, someone that could defend at the rim, someone that could hit a three. OG could do some of that in like pinch minutes. You could get some of that from Yabusele, so to speak. Um, Hit a three. I wouldn't depend on Yabusele to defend at the rim, but I definitely would say, there's a facsimile of some of that. And maybe you got to try to get Bobby Portis or something back.
Mm.
But those are just some of the initial thoughts that I was thinking about. I think some of the crazy talk I was hearing people say, like, don't even like go into that, and we hadn't maximized this team yet. If you, it's kind of like that old love song. If you don't know me by now, you'll never,
Mm.
never, never know me. Yeah, it's the same thing, bro. Towns is like very frustrating, so inconsistent. At one point in time he'll do something that'll make you think like if he keeps this up, he could be an MVP. Like seriously,
I
there's
say it
one or
all the
two
time,
games that
bro.
he did some like 30-point games, some good passes. He defended at the rim a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You put that package together for a full season, and he could win an MVP or be at least in the running and get some votes. And then the next game, he lays duds against Orlando, and like he's allowing wings to
So,
defend him
right. Freaking
and
Kyle
push him out the
Kuzma.
lane,
Yes.
and like, come on, man, like where's the testicular fortitude?
I
You know what I mean?
agree.
I you should be able to. Anyway, we've had this discussion all last year, and we always said Towns was a very frustrating player, and it's the same song.
Can I
Period.
make one point that we spoke about in private on Cat that I may
Yeah,
have to agree with you on? Me and
yeah.
Nick were talking about it, and Nick brought up an interesting point. And I'm actually thinking about this a different way. I actually agree 100% with Nick when he said, I think that Cat liked Tom Thibodeau in New York and was appreciating what he was doing for him. Because
Yeah.
when you look at it, everything that Tibbs was trying to get Cat to do, play more in the post, be physical, right? This whole
Hmm.
thing about the 3-point shooting, yes, if the 3-point shot is there, it's beneficial to
Yeah.
his game. But one thing you saw with that, and I always go back to the series, the the Pacers series, where he was effectively getting Pascal and Turner, probably two of the two of the four biggest issues the Knicks had to guard up against. When he was getting those guys in
Yeah.
foul trouble and Carla had to dig in his bench and try to find plays just to give him some minutes, that threw a monkey wrench into their game plan, right? Granted, if we win game one, things may have changed, blah, 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 whatever, right? And I think
Hmm.
that what you're seeing by Cat now, him purposely, not I don't say that sounds corny, but he's truly trying to he is trying to get in the post. Now, granted, like you said, you don't think he has good backup moves. I think he's okay. I think he's serviceable. You think he's type trash, and I
Well,
can't fight you on it.
I'm just saying, like for this generation of basketball, yes, he's okay, he's good.
Right, right.
But for the generation that we grew up on, the Patrick Ewing
Oh
and
yeah,
stuff
yeah,
like
yeah.
that,
Not even,
it's
yeah,
trash, right?
not even
You know what I mean?
close.
So, but for this generation, it works. It's kind of like a running back today is more effective against thinner and lighter linebackers today.
Right, right,
Like
right, right.
because linebackers are made to run in open space. Like somebody they can't handle some of the backs that are coming out of the backfield and stuff like that. But anyway, um, yeah, it makes sense, but and again too, like the emotional standpoint, like Cat is he's very clingy or attaches
Yes.
himself to people.
Yep.
So him and Tibbs building that relationship and kind of clicking, I saw like the whole big picture of it is Tibbs did some things that helped made him better. He saw that it was effective.
Mm-hmm.
And then on top of that, like he saw like, oh man, this team is in trouble. And like it's just like Hartenstein. When Hartenstein saw what Tibbs was talking about was working, he kept doing it. And then he was like, I like Tibbs.
Yep.
It's the same thing with Cat, at least to me. That's my 40,000 mile point of view away from the situation, and I see the emotional standpoint that Cat kind of like he clings to, and he likes a family atmosphere,
Yep.
which is what the Knicks had been building over the years. So when you put it all together, I thought that like this really hurts him. And then I also too like look at how many arguments you've been seeing between McKella and Cat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Them two always argue. Now that's a very fine and okay thing. If you're talking about a championship team, like it's got to be intense. You got to be angry at things when things break down, and you got to talk about it, and that's what families do. But like McKellen was opposed to Tibbs,
Mm.
so I'm just piecing things together. I'm not saying that is what it is, but it's just I just don't believe Cat was just down with getting rid of Tibbs.
Right. I actually, because when I watch this team, this go to the last type I want to talk about, but we get to a little bit now. I truly do believe, as much as I like this guy as a player, I do think that Jalen Brunson and Rick Brunson are essentially running his coaching staff. Right. I do think that Mike Brown. There's nothing in Mike Brown that I'm seeing now in his coaching style that dissuades me from believing what Matt Barnes said, which is that he's too likable of a guy. He wants to be everybody's friend. He wants to be buddy buddy. And then when you send me that Fat Joe thing, or Fat Joe saying that, saying good job to
Good job, buddy. Yeah.
to the player, yeah, just like what?
Yeah, yeah.
And it's
Yeah,
just like,
yeah.
and Mike Brown, when we get to all the things that people complain about with Tom Thibodeau, I'm seeing all these things. They're still popping up now. He promised
Yeah.
that the ball's going to move around now. Jalen Brunson has a high usage rate than he did last season. And granted, I know there are more off-ball concepts, but let's be honest. When push comes to shove, whenever the Knicks are struggling, those off-ball concepts go away. We don't run outside of, I'll give maybe twirl action because Cat is on one pinch and there's action on the opposite pinch. Other than that, we're doing a lot of the same things we're doing last year. The defense, I know we introduced the zone, but we still, and I saw what the numbers said in terms of paint defense, in terms of defense at the rim. We still allow a good amount of shots to the rim. Or we allow shots to the rim, especially when there's a screen involved, and then we can't protect the outside, right? And people say, Mikal Bridges is getting more involved. Well, I'll put it like this, and this is why I put in my Mikal Bridges video. Mikal Bridges is averaging 2 less minutes, at least before maybe the last 2 games, 2 less minutes a game. But if you look at the number of miles he's traveling offense and defense, it's not that much of a difference. And then when you look at, again, go back to last year, Mikal Bridges' offense, up until the OKC game, was great. So it wasn't, for whatever reason, he lost his touch. Now, people would say, Tom Thibodeau, like I said, the numbers and it doesn't really match up. I know he barked on Tibbs, but he's not playing significantly less time or usage than Mike Brown. So, I just, when we get to the, we get to the Mike Brown stuff now and get into Giannis.
So let me just touch on the Mikal Bridges and even just the differences between the two, because that we hadn't really talked, right, on air. To me, I wanted, and I've been touting this for years, and I said, Tibbs is the guy until you find your Steve Kerr. You know me, for as long as you've known me, I always wanted some type of foundation, and then when you come away from the guy that builds the foundation, it has to be like a groundbreaking championship level coach. And I'm not saying Mike Brown can't get there or even can't do some championship things, right? But right now, and it may take time. I'm gonna throw that caveat out there. It may take a year for Mike Brown to make all the tweaks that he wants to, and to me that's fine. But they fired a coach who was on the brink. Game 7, lost that game to a team that pushed the NBA the NBA champions to 7 games. So you can make the argument against Tibbs all you want. Tibbs did build and also run something good enough that hasn't really changed all that much, like in philosophy. Like when we come away from things, like I could sit here and say the way he's starting different people, during injuries and stuff like that, all of that would have still happened. Seriously, like when OG gets hurt, whether it be Josh Hart or something like that, like whoever it is, different guys would have been mixed into the lineup anyway.
Yep.
Mitch, remember Tibbs said Mitch was our starting center. That did not change. So the philosophy, and that's why I used to tell people too on Freezy's show, like you're really arguing philosophy, not so much that Tibbs is arcane or an old-timey coach. You're just saying this is the way you like to do it. The young players, like you've been touting this, young players are not getting played that much.
Nope.
They're getting spot minutes. Tyler Kolek is becoming good. But like he's not making that kind of move or leap that says I need to play every single night.
Right.
That is not happening.
Agreed.
And this is not a Emmanuel Quickly type player. Like Quickly played in a way that, man, I just can't. I got to keep finding minutes for this kid, no matter what. And that we don't have that in the young guys. Even I know you don't like Grimes, but Grimes, when he played, you saw the defense, you saw the shooting, and he did things that made you say, you know what, I got to try to give this kid some more minutes because there's a plus minus that shows that this kid could handle himself. And that's not the case with some of the young guys. And it's not to say that they can't come along or can't be developed, because we know the cap, all that stuff is going to like cramp this team's style on what they want to do. We have to try to get like talent on the margins consistently going forward.
Yeah, yeah. It's just it's look, man. People. And also too, Tibbs does a terrible job of marketing himself, but he's like an old school guy. He's
Yeah,
just gonna try to let
yeah,
it
he's
work
old
through.
school. Yeah, that's
He's
old
not gonna
school.
fight you if you think what you want to think on him. But it's like, and I hate to do this because people say, "Oh, I'm a Tibbs," but when I have these conversations, okay, like you said, look at everything that you guys are complaining about.
Yeah,
And all the things, Tibbs has played a guy. Cam Reddish literally just terminated his contract overseas to come back over here. The team gave some statement. That was a guy that people, and I like Cam Reddish, but after a while I was like, okay, he's not buying in. People, Tibbs needs to. Cam Reddish has been all over. He's been around the
yeah,
world, and the rest of the world doesn't want him, right? So
yeah,
you look at when Tibbs said things like Mitch. He didn't say it directly, but when Mitch was complaining online and saying, "Hey, I should get the ball more," blah blah. Tibbs was, I still remember to this day.
yeah.
And mind you, like you said, Tibbs said that end of the summer, the first year he was here, he still said Mitch is our starting center, but he said we want Mitch to focus on the fundamentals.
Yep.
Tibbs knows what you're doing with your buddies, and he knows that's garbage.
Yeah.
Tibbs has been around the
And
block.
don't get me wrong. Some of that stuff is like Mitch is a practical joker too. So like some of the things he does is a grain of salt, like in one ear, out the other too.
But having two kids, you know that what Mitch is. Mitch is the type of kid that he'll push the button as long as you allow him to. It's not until you nip it in the button and you're like, yeah, whoa, stop. Okay.
Yeah.
Because Mitch talked about or alluded to, I need to get the ball more, blah, blah, blah. If you look at his heat chart for his career, it's literally at the foul line and everything underneath. He has like 2 or 3 shots at the foul line and then one a little bit outside. The guy's shooting 17% at that was so embarrassing to see what the Celtics did. And they're like, that's what Tibbs is talking about with fundamentals. Forget the dribbling. Just be able to give me 70% at the foul line so a team can't hurt you at the end of a quarter as you're in. So we don't have to play offense, defense. I can leave you in there and burn them because they're going to, So, I know people say I'm a Tibbs lover, but hey, it's rare.
And like our focal point is rebounding. We don't defend better. We shoot more threes. That's pretty much it. But that could still happen under Tibbs. I get it. I'm not gonna defend Tibbs. I wanted us to move on from Tibbs because I felt like it was time. It's just that I don't want to just tout and pound the desk for Mike Brown like he is the answer that I envision. But he's doing good things, and I'm not going to even take away from that. But, it's just about the people that complain about Tibbs and try to say certain things. He was a damn good coach, and he's still a good coach.
He's a damn... I was scared he would go to, like, the Wizards or some team with...
Wow, okay. Bro, you read my mind, because I said the same thing. I was saying the Wizards need Tibbs.
Get him away from the Wizards. I still don't believe in Alex Sarr, but they got some shooters. And what they done, my son, by the way, who you said, Kaishawn George, how they use him on the ball in the pick and roll.
Yeah. Is he good?
Oh, yeah. What?
I'm just kidding, man. I'm just
kidding. Don't even try. Now, the person
I'm kidding.
confused about is Koulibaly. Koulibaly coming from France, he was always like an athlete. I think they hyped him up in the draft just because he's athletic. Mm-hmm. And I think those guys have it tougher in the NBA versus the skilled players who aren't the most athletic. Because NBA timing is different from, fast break, John Wall, just streaking down the line. And I just think that like a guy that you heard me talk about all the time, you'd agree, we spoke about it too, you agreed it too. Like Cade Cunningham, he's not the quickest of players, but he'll time your misstep, he'll catch you off the dribble. Yeah. And then your muscle memory, whatever, improves, and then you just then you look as quick as the NBA players, despite the fact that you're not that athletic or whatever. So I thought I don't know. I think Koulibaly is struggling, but the Wizards team, that's one, man. The Blazers was another one.
But to be like the reason why I wanted Tibbs to go to the Wizards was specifically for this year because I felt like Tibbs would get them to the playing game
and then get us out
and we get the draft.
That's a great thought, man.
I really wanted that. And trust me, I had
Yeah.
a whole video script and everything written out on it. Like, this is brilliant, you know. And they even wanted us to lose to the Wizards, like to go on a 10-game win streak,
Oh
lose to the
man,
Wizards, just so they could get they could give us their draft pick. I
that would
would love it,
be.
but that's not gonna happen.
Is yeah. It was.
It's not gonna happen. And to be honest with you, as I'm thinking about it too, like two very high second round draft picks are pretty good too. So
Yeah, in
I
this
can't knock it.
there are plays in this draft to be had, all throughout the
Yeah.
draft. Another thing too that you have the transfer portal where you have kids
Mhm.
who are probably a little bit older, but they're getting a lot of experience, which we don't. We always talked about.
Yeah.
It's weird now how now kids. I'm not sure if they're getting how much is shifting, but you've seen it. Kids are starting to get the 4-year college education. They're
Yeah.
getting the 4 years
Yeah,
under their
they
belt
are.
again. Which is
And they're
weird.
getting paid while doing it. So,
They're getting paid while doing
kudos
it.
to
They're
them.
going to different teams and conferences now. Like they're
Yep.
getting,
Yep.
they might be getting a better experience than you stayed at a college for 4 years. You played in the same system,
Bro. And they're
and
getting a bag. So
they're getting a bag
I'm
too,
not
man.
knocking it, bro.
I'm
The bag that
hey,
they're getting right now is bro.
when I saw people like who's
Bro.
this jerk coach from Clemson, the football coach Debo, whatever his name is. He
Double
sort of does
sweep. Yeah.
Dabo Sweeney, my bad. He does all this rah 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 stuff, and then I remember when the NIL
Mm.
thing came up, and he was like, "Oh, these kids get." I'm like, "You get paid. You get paid millions of dollars because of TV
Yeah.
contract, but this guy can't get paid over his likeness." Man, shut
Yeah.
up, man, shut your ass up.
Yeah.
But
That's South Carolina though. So
are you South Carolina? Yeah, well, your man Lenore
yeah, he
Sellers,
gets
man,
that.
he's
Yeah.
trash. Oof. He's not doing too good. He's supposed to be a big quarterback this yeah, but back to the Giannis thing. Real quick, you mentioned something interesting about the lineups, who he'd have to play with, and I heard this online. They keep saying things like, "Oh, Giannis, I think you may have sent it to me. I think it was the Bill Simmons. No, I think it was Bill Simmons. But I'm not sure if he said, but you've probably seen it where Bill
Okay.
Simmons said that who Giannis needs to play with or play alongside. Now, I do agree with the wing stuff. I don't want to get rid of Mikal Bridges. I love what I'm seeing from Mikal Bridges. I think that it was probably more so a mental thing with him. With Tim,
Yeah.
because
And he
again,
changed his shot last year. Like for what? Anyway, go ahead.
yeah,
I'm
he did.
listening.
He did. Let me wait. Hold up. That's
He
a good
messed with his
point.
jumper last year.
Yeah, because he
I'm
doesn't do that
curious.
trebuchet crap, the long
Yeah, that
or the catch and shoots anymore. That
like
ugly ass
bro.
thing.
Oh my god, it was this weird. It reminded me of like the scorpion from Game of Thrones. It was just like tick 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 shoot. Like it was like what do you do anyway? It was
It's
so
like a
stupid. It
trebuchet.
was
Yeah,
just
that
stupid.
ugly ass. Yeah.
Ah,
Whenever I
like
was going back and forth with his trainer, I was like, and then when he started doing good, his trainer said update to me, and then he started doing bad again last year. I was like, update to
yeah,
you. But nah, yeah, trainer,
yeah,
stop, please stop tinkering
yeah.
with these guys' games, man.
That's
But no,
wild.
I do agree. He does need to, but I can't. And this is why I would try to go for. I would kill for Ryan Rollins, but that would never happen. OG and
With Giannis, if you were to do it,
OG and Anunoby.
you
Nick, I can't trust this guy, bro. I
can't trust what about him?
his availability.
Okay, all right.
No.
Yeah.
His well, when he's on the floor, he's a difference maker. Defensively,
Oh,
I can't wait to see him
I'm not
tomorrow with the
denying it.
Magic. Because we got killed. He was out against Mo Wagner and Franz Wagner, and
Yeah,
I mean he brutalized us, Franz Wagner, in that game.
yeah.
Uh,
And he brutalized Mitch on top of that. Like,
he brutalized Mitch.
yeah, he cooked Mitch a couple times. Yeah.
Franz Wagner. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Right, yeah, yeah.
So yeah, OJ Anunoby is a tough. He's a tough player, but I do think that it would have to be Cat. Now there's talks about Evan Sittery, which I don't know how trustworthy his name is. Said that Cat wants to go to a place where he's the number one option and blah 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 blah. I don't know
That will
about all
never
that.
happen.
Yeah, I don't. I
There's
think
nobody
that's
is going
super
to give him the
sailing.
number one option.
Yeah.
There are too many teams that there are too many teams that are already established. Unless you're saying like send him to Portland, send him to the Wizards.
But
Like
Portland is I don't know if you've been watching them. They are a tough team.
no, I'm not saying that they're not tough. I'm just saying like it has to be a team with like the coach would look at Cat and be like, contract, the experience, all of that stuff. Let's
Right, but what
turn
I'm saying is
everything
that the
over to
style
this
of
guy.
play, I would even say for Portland, what I meant to say is that like because they have Klingon, they have Kamara, who they just paid. They have a
Mm-hmm.
team where Cat's lack of toughness does not fit him. Does he provide a scoring option? Yes, but the way they
Mm-hmm.
like to play, like they operate the ball through Shaden Sharp, and Danny Avdia. They try to protect the paint with
Mm-hmm.
their bigs. Like they got a
Yeah.
nice little setup, and I
They gotta,
don't think that
yes, they
Cat,
do.
even though he's offensively could elevate them, I think that he would rub that team paws wrong. Like whatever Bills is doing, he's
Of
probably making
course.
them lose on purpose just to get the under, get unders on his face.
Well, what I'm saying from that point of view is like there's no team. Okay, we could go down the list. Maybe Sacramento. That might be a team that might turn over all the keys to them, but I don't see no team that would just turn over all the keys.
Yeah.
Chicago won't. I mean,
Something. No, he'd
um,
have to run
Atlanta
alongside.
won't. I mean, there's
Okay.
a lot of teams that I just can't see everyone just turning over to the keys to Cat. Maybe
Right.
Brooklyn. Yeah, they might do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe
Maybe,
Brooklyn. You know,
maybe
they're developing. They're trash, but your man from
they're
Alabama.
developing no one. No,
No,
they're
no, no, no.
developing
Clowney,
nobody.
no. Clowney's been doing good. He's the 3-point shot is much improved. They're trash. Don't get me wrong. They're terrible. And by the way, all the people
Yeah,
complain about the Mikal Bridges picks. Look at them now. A few of those guys
yeah.
got sent
Look
to
at
the
them
jitty.
now. All
Trash.
they picked 5 picks this year, and
Five.
tough,
Five. This
tough.
dumbasses didn't think to trade into next year a stronger. Anyway.
Nope. But
Oh my
that's
gosh.
what our front office would have done. You know
Yeah.
how our front office operates. They're like, we'll go back one step and get something for next year. And like I mean, and this year, and looking at how some teams, man, I just wrote a script, man, or wrote something out on how we got the third overall pick with RJ, right? And
Mm-hmm.
we done more with RJ's pick than Zion and also Ja. We made further in the playoffs.
Wow.
We've done a lot more. Like we've had more success just
Wow.
with that draft too. With quickly, I mean, afterwards, Grimes. Like we flipped and turned and churned guys and constantly added and mixed and mingled, and we've done better by
That's a
comparison. Look at like
excellent
Zion and
point.
Ja can't play.
Done. Done.
I
They
mean,
are trying to. Gilbert said, was it Gilbert or Jeff T? One
Gilbert
of the two.
Arenas just said it. He's too fat. All that
Too
stuff. Like,
fat. They are trying. They can't wait to move on from him. Ja,
bro,
like I
if
said,
Ja
the athleticism. For one, the shooting never came. Right. I think
Oh my God, 17% is wow, bro.
he was decent
I
one
think it
year. I
was
want to say he
17.
was decent one year where he shoot like maybe 36 or something like that. 36, 30, something like that. One year. But he
Bro,
never
that's
took the
a
development of his game seriously, relied on his athleticism. Now he's getting hurt, which means your
mm-hmm,
body can't do the torque anymore. The
mm-hmm.
torque and explode, it's just breaking down.
Yeah,
He's
and
and
he
LaMelo
literally is
too.
the Miller Vanilli from three. Like,
You
yeah,
said who's a
he's
Jaws?
like Milli Vanilli from three, bro. He can't shoot, just like Milli Vanilli could the same.
He
Like,
shoots.
man, it's wild.
It's crazy how
Can't he
the
can't?
lead.
And we loved Ja. Like that was the
That's
guy
my
we
guy.
wanted
Yep.
more than Zion because we needed
Yep.
a
We knew
guard.
Zion was
But
gonna make it. So
yeah,
let me
bro.
ask you this with the Giannis thing. Now I do have concerns with the
Mm,
calf injuries. We've seen before where guys who haven't rested properly from calf injuries, it leads to the Achilles injuries. Knock on wood. I hope it never happens to
yeah,
Giannis. But this is his second calf
yeah,
injury on that leg, and
yeah.
he's been getting injured the last few years. Comes to the summer. Now, depending on where the Knicks are, obviously Knicks win a championship, probably don't do anything, right? For the
Oh
most
no,
part,
no.
I'm thinking you don't do anything crazy. You
Mm-mm.
try to run it back, right?
Unless you just say
Trying to
because
get
he
a
has one
contract.
more year on that contract, right?
No, Giannis is to. So I thought so too. Giannis, last time I checked, is he's 2028-29. He's an unrestricted free agent, but he has an player option in 27-28. Same thing with Cat.
Oh,
It's
okay,
literally it runs the same way. Hold on, let me just make sure.
okay. Because that's what I was gonna say. Like Giannis and Cat's contract kind of lines up.
Mm-hmm.
I know Cat has one more year after.
Let me check. I'll
Like
check it
it
right
was
now.
just one more year or something like that. And we hadn't, and they're not even like talking with Cat about
Nope.
extensions yet.
Nope. The same thing. Literally the
They just
same
like
thing.
Julius Randle, all that stuff. Like it's the same thing.
Yep.
They're playing hardball. They like the pressure is on Cat. Like he has to perform.
Yep.
There's nothing guaranteed. Jalen Brunson took less money. Like the
Yep.
pressure is on. It's on you. It really is on you. Like you have to step up.
We're
And
gonna
that could be part
see.
of why he's not performing as well. You know.
But at some point, this is. They okay. I'll give it. I'll give it to Cat. Cat is. He's the lovable, goofy Dwight Howard, which we don't need in New York type of personality. But at some point, dude,
Okay.
like, because let's be honest, it's not as if I'm pretty sure he told Worldwide West and Leon, I want New York. Some of these guys always see the benefits of okay, more visibility, brand deals, blah blah blah. But dude, you
Yeah.
come to New York and you don't win where you're expecting to win, man. You do not. It doesn't. Not saying you become a villain, but the pressure just builds and it builds and it builds. And if you're a guy who can't stand the pressure, why would you why would you push or why would you, give the nudge of Worldwide West to say, hey, make the deal happen? Because we know what happened. And I don't mind. I don't give a damn. Forget what Pablo Torres says about the illegal stuff. I don't give a damn.
Yeah.
But Cat, at some point, man, you have to step up. One, because and look, let me put it on me because I don't want anybody to say that Nick was talking trash. I'm talking trash. And I'm not gonna say anybody in particular, but a lot of people put out Knicks content. No, nobody you probably know, but it's just people out there on Twitter who said, "Oh, you expand Cat's game by making him shoot more threes." I'm like, no. The thing about Cat shooting more threes, yes, if it happens within the flow of offense, let it happen, obviously. But the biggest issues with Cat was physicality, asserting yourself at the rim, not tie that to not crying about fouls, and the drop back defense. That literally kills the Knicks defensively. We're playing against teams, for whatever reason, Cat stopped playing drop back against the Celtics. What happened against the Celtics? They struggled against the Knicks. If Cat did even just that against any of the Celtics games in the regular season last year, we would have won at least one or two of them. Maybe even two of them. I'm convinced. Tatum,
but that's
Go ahead.
But that's what I always say is like it's not so much that he's not talented or anything like that. It's just that he's inconsistent. Bro, you trying to get to drive from New York to California, and the person that's driving the car or supposed to take a shift at driving the car keeps falling asleep. You're gonna be irritated and like you're not gonna want to depend on this person because he's gonna kill the vibe. He's gonna slow down the progress. He's gonna you're not gonna get there, and then he might kill everybody in the daggone car. So like all of that still exists with Cat. Like there are games that I was watching Cat instead of going forward towards the player and at least contesting, whether or not you get the foul, all that stuff. Like be aggressive and say you're not getting to the rim. And he actually would make the move backwards as if I don't even want to contest this shot. Like he doesn't even have that I want to set a tone defensively mindset.
And the crazy thing about it, Nick, when he actually makes the switch, he's not bad. I'm not saying he's
not
a great defender, but it's serviceable. It's like, okay, look. If freaking SGA, if freaking name your best ball handlers, if they cross you over, Cat, if they get past you, I'm not going to kill you on that. I just need you to give some type of resistance because you know what's supposed to happen, Cat? Somebody, Tom Thibodeau was there too, and the phrase you love, help the helper, right? The rotations on defense supposed to happen, right? If I have a guy who could cross over anybody, if he could cross over freaking, name your best guard defenders in the league. If he can cross over, I know Avery Bradley's not in the league anymore. If he can cross over Avery Bradley, he's damn sure going to cross you over. Just give me some resistance. The rotations help out in the back. And last year, his defense and isolations were actually solid. I think it was like ranked in like the 50% percentile versus off the pick and roll. He was like 20-some%. Something terrible. It's like, Cat, just make the switch. Just think of it in the ISO play because he's not going to keep reusing a screen. If he tries to reuse a screen that he has Macau, whoever the point of attack defender that was on him before, is going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Now you have an ice situation. Time is winding down the clock. You could probably force in one way. Then the help defense behind you is supposed to cover for you. So to me, I always look at it as like I said, being physical to the rim. When he caused those issues against the Pacers front court, I am telling you, look, Ben Mathurin, who's coming off an injury the year before, had some good runs. I don't think anybody was expecting him to do that. But I would argue that if Cat wasn't, and also too, guys like freaking Brian Thomas, who hit all those threes against it, if Cat wasn't making that front court, putting that front court in trouble, those guys wouldn't have hit those. Like that's and again, but you sit up and you say, yeah, Thomas Bryant, I know he can shoot threes, but it's like I take Thomas Bryant on the floor playing any minutes versus Pascal playing more of those minutes, or even a Turner. I'll take that gamble. Because 9 times out of 10, Thomas Bryant's not hitting 2 threes.
OB, all of them. Like, but
OB, I take OB Toppin playing guys.
He could punish all those guys and cause foul trouble. Like that's what Shaq used to do.
Yes,
it's the same thing. You get guys in foul trouble and you make the defense have to like scramble, and then they have to play small, and then
the Supersonics signed Jim or Kevin McElveen, and they didn't pay Sean Kemp just so McElveen could get 6 fouls against Shaq.
Yep.
That's literally, and I'm not saying Cat is that, but it's like, and I'll give Cat this, and this is probably what he's learned from Tibbs, even though you may not give credit, is understanding the game within the game. Now, granted, what he did against the Celtics got me so pissed because when he was in there, Brunson was out, and it was like, look, they have a smaller front court. They're going to shoot threes. And I spoke with you about this last season. They're going to shoot threes. It is what it is. Granted, they shot only 32.5% that game, so it probably would have worked out in favor. But we need somebody who, one, when Jaylen Brown keeps scoring against our smaller guys, we have somebody that can go back down there and get a foul, slow the game up, throw them off a little rhythm. Also, too, have...
You're talking about this last game, not
game.
like last season.
No, not last season. This last game. And then Cat gets into the super foul trouble and loses composure, and then now we have to take you out the game. Like you say, that dependability. Yeah. It was like, why are you losing composure? Like, what are you doing? Like that was so unnecessary. Bro, and then his first 2-3 shots, fouls. he was in the paint cooking. It's like, bro, you have to understand. And it's like some games you see where it's like, oh, he gets it, right? Like you said earlier. Like, and he's picking up things that Tom Thibodeau said, like, get your ass on the post. Wait, they have Sam House Sam House is their biggest player on the floor. Get your ass on the post. He's gonna foul you. It's just gonna happen. Then like I said against the Celtics this last game, he does stupid shit like so. Cat, man, like I think it's his final year. I just get scared about the whole Giannis thing. Calf injury after calf injury. Yeah,
the calf injury. And the calf injury is a good reason to just say pause and see what we do this season. And I would actually dare to say a couple of things too. Like, could we pull off a Bobby Portis trade instead of a Giannis trade?
So,
see what I'm saying? Like, there's different. I'm not saying that like the money match, or I thought about this in great detail. There are other guys that we could go to shore up certain things, but our young players are not good enough to where other teams are calling us trying to get them, except maybe Deuce, right? So, that kind of hurts us from that.
Which play did you say? No. I don't want to hear nothing from Nick G. When James Bouknight was doing popping willies and doing all that dumb ish in Charlotte, I was like, you know what? It is what it is. He ain't you know what I'm saying, he ain't doing it, whatever. But when Miles McBride was going through it. By the way, I want to make a point on Miles McBride versus Pacome Daddy because something really interesting. But when Miles McBride was going through it, I said, be patient. Just let my son cook. Okay. Just wait. Now he's a sniper. Now he's untradeable. Yeah, obviously, in this context,
I mean, the contract and all the contract as well as the way he's playing, bro.
Like dirt cheap. $13 million for
his contract, bro. He's shooting almost like he's on Dante level now. Like.
Yeah,
I couldn't see that happening, bro. Even you gotta admit, you couldn't have seen this happening. Bro.
I didn't think the shooting, so I didn't know, and I hate that. I'm not like an insider. I wish I was an insider. So They said, players just said it recently. Was it Josh Hart? Somebody just said it recently about Miles. That like the kids. No. It was a player from another team. Why am I forgetting who said it? Said basically his shot was broken, but last 2 years ago. But he worked on it. Like I'm not saying it right. Paraphrasing. Basically, like he worked it like a maniac. Like, and they said I'm hearing some of the things about Pacome that in practice he has the prettiest shot. He never misses. What's that translating for Pacome Daddy? Because it's like he's not even getting. Mike Brown, for the people that talk about Tibbs not playing young, Mike Brown was going to freaking Diawara. Not granted, Diawara probably gives you, but I was gonna say gives you a little bit more on the physical profile defensively. But Pacome Daddy last year, I thought played good enough as a wing. He doesn't have the length pause of Diawara's arms, but Pacome played okay for the little minutes when in the start of the season when Tibbs actually playing for like a 5 minutes here and there and then took him out. But
but he just doesn't play an aggressive brand of basketball. Like he's not going after it, and he's just not high energy enough, probably. So, to me, I don't understand it, but to me, like for a pretty shot, I thought Kevin Knox had a pretty shot. You know, that it doesn't really mean much. You got to put it together because at his size, he should be rebounding, right?
That's true too.
So I always count rebounding as how tough you are. Like you got to be able to like your ability and also willingness to go inside and scrap with people. That lets me know how tough you are and how much you want it. That's always a litmus test for me.
Yeah, a lot of players like to take you follow after Jalen Brunson. A lot of players need to take out the Josh Hart. Josh Hart has survived in the NBA on 80% hustle because it's not just have the talent. He just the confidence factor has to hit him for the talent to show up because he can score at times. I'm not saying he's a crazy scorer, but his hustle has carried him. There are games where Josh Hart, we're not expecting 4 points, but he's giving you 8 rebounds in the quarter. Like that's 6 of them offensive in the fourth quarter. Like that's ridiculous. So
remember what Steve Kerr said too about Josh Hart. Like he goes after the 30, 70 balls, like, and he wins them. Like that's tough. And then now he's shooting very well, so give him props. I mean, the team has a good makeup. I just feel like they're missing the power forward off the bench, the wing off the bench. Those are 2 positions that I feel like we could actually strike gold by getting somebody that could fill both. Jeremy Grant, something like that. I don't know who it is. But
I got a few names. Hold on, I'm gonna throw a few names at you. So I had a little list of players. So now this is all over the place. Now I do think there's some reclamation projects out there that I think that the Knicks should get for on a young, and cheap, and see if they fit within this. Even though a few of them I think will actually have done better on the top 2, but whatever. Mike Brown might be able to. So I got a few names. Gigi Jackson. And these are just trade ideas throughout, so it's all over the place. Gigi Jackson's one player. Now he fell out with the Grizzlies. There was one thing I was reading where he didn't show up to a meeting one time or something like that, like a professionalism issue. But they seem to say that got fixed. But he's getting no time this year.
No time. Yeah.
So he is out of the rotation completely. I think the Knicks now he got paid. I think it's only $2.15 million. Let me look at his contract. It's nothing. It's like we could trade. 4 year 8.5. So it's like 2.15 or 2.125 a year if I'm counting that right. I think that's a player I would trade for. I would love to have a Gigi Jackson in the system, have him within his locker room, have him try to work his way up. I'm okay with giving up a Pacome Daddy. I just like the talent, the upside in Gigi Jackson. That's a guy that if you do move on from OG or one of our scoring options in the future, obviously outside of Brunson or whatever, but you have a player that you can slot in at your wing position or wing guard position for years to come, and you hopefully have him. You hopefully see the rise while he's still it's a 4-year contract. It runs out. There's a team option 26-27. So you have some good years under control if he develops in say the next year or 2. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a huge steal, right? Because you're gonna have to pay freaking Miles McBride. So I got Gigi Jackson, I got Herbert Jones from the Pelicans. The Pelicans are absolute garbaggio. He is getting paid. Is it like $18 million or something?
Herb Jones.
Yeah, he got paid. Him and Trey Murphy got paid last year.
Yeah, but he's not okay. But how come we're always getting linked to Herb Jones? Like, why would they want? I'm just being like inquisitive now. Why would they want to give up Herb Jones? And essentially, you're talking about pennies on the dollar versus like how much he's getting paid. Like an $18 million guy, that's pretty much Josh Hart contract.
Mm.
Like, well, why would this team give up, or like for us, why would we give up Josh Hart for Herb Jones? Like, you tell me.
Well, at first I was thinking more so with alongside Josh. Josh is doing well now, but we have to see how he carries out through the season, right? I do think that
No, it's not that. I'm just trying to like strike a value. Why would they just devalue him? Say, let me get rid.
No, it's fair enough. Fair enough.
How about that question?
No, fair enough. There's not
take Josh
probably,
out of it.
The reason behind it is probably not the strongest, right? It's like, all right, we have a young player. We still have a young 3-and-D type player.
Okay.
Yeah, I probably have to be enticed with a pick or some picks.
Yeah.
And then also probably if I want to get out this contract, right? So it's probably not the strongest of rationales. So, but it's still a player. You know, hey, Nico Harrison. Great, I know it's a whole different context, and I think that he was a patsy. But hey, 80 got traded for. I know. There's no casino that the Knicks are.
How did we not get in there? But anyway, whatever. Go ahead.
Get him for what? Well, unless it's like Max Christie, who I would have loved on the Knicks. I would. Who would
Max
you want it?
Christie.
He's solid.
No. I was just saying, being funny. How come we didn't get Luka? Anyway.
Luka. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Luka would have. Anyway. I had him. I had Danny Avdija. I had Malik Monk. I had Najee Marshall. Ivaka Zubac, who I don't care. I know Darcy's not here.
No, Najee Marshall. I'm with you on Najee. Okay.
I don't care what Darcy says. Mitch can go, bro. I look, Mitch is great for what he does. Mm-hmm. I watch Zubac and they run or they can. I know the Clippers eating straight ass right now. Pause. But
that's wild.
I know that's crazy. I apologize, Joe. That's sacrilege. But I would love Zubac. I think it goes up like 18, 19, 20. I know Brock Aller hates to send in contracts. Derrick Jones Jr. is another player. I think he had an ACL,
I like him.
knee sprain, but he's going to get evaluated in like the next several weeks or something like that.
I like Derrick Jones, very high energy guy.
Daniel Gafford is another player I like on the Mavericks, and then. I'm not sure. I know he's had his sophomore struggles. I just would love the profile here, and I think there's still upside if he could get. Because you have an offense. So sometimes I think that's first we have an offense that basically says shoot the three, encourage you to shoot the three within your spot, and then we brought over that coach from Chicago, who all of Chicago got pissed that we were able to snag because like he helped all those or several guys like Giddey's now is able to shoot 3-point shots now, which I'm pretty sure that guy had. Some hailing in. Forgetting his name, but the Knicks brought him over. But Ryan Dunn from the Suns is a player I will love. Now, granted, they just drafted him.
Ryan Dunn. Okay. I was thinking of Chris Dunn. Okay.
So do you have a list of players? And again, the rationales aren't necessarily in terms of like how it works in terms of the trades. I looked at mostly at contracts. Obviously, it's not too onerous. Like I was going to put Trey Murphy. Trey Murphy got pizzade. Last year, it's just like it's not viable. But yeah, how do you feel about that list? And do you have some other names I probably missed out on?
Okay, so I'm gonna just go stupid list first and foremost. One guy, and you're not gonna like this part. This is very like pie in the sky kind of thing. If you were able to get, if the Pelicans were to cut Zion, you pick him up, right? Would you not?
Gosh, this guy, man. But
what do you not
as a buyout?
Buyout. Yeah. Because it's $8 million if they buy him out. Because he met nothing, none of the obligations he had to make. So $8 million buyout for them, which is wild.
That's actually not bad. I don't have
It's
to
not
trade
bad,
him,
and you
and I
can
don't
get
have
him
to pay him.
on the waivers, right? Well, I'm
Yeah.
you get him on the waivers, so it's like
Yep.
real cheap, and that'll give you a backup that can score and do some things. And all you're trying to again, too, I want to make sure I say stuff like this because you're trying to get as many of or trying to be as effective as you can to win 16 games in the playoffs. That's where
Mm,
we are right now. We're thinking about the 16, not so much the whole 82. I
mm-hmm.
think we have a team that can get you through the 82. It's about
Right.
getting the one or two guys that can help you get through the 16. When I thought about Kristaps Porzingis, when the Celtics won the championship, he only played 6 games. 6 games. And he pushed them over the top. Like,
Yep.
that's tough. 6 games. So you talk about like there's a lot of players that we could talk about. Well, this guy's unhealthy. That if you could get, let's say, 10 games out of someone that could be that's an injury prone player, that pushes us over the top. And that's something I want to make sure people at least think differently about.
Mm.
Injury injury prone player, can we just get 6 games out of them? Can we get 10 games out of them? But Najee Marshall was one of them that I thought about.
That's my guy, man.
Um, Gafford. There was another center for. I even thought about Nurkic, just
Mm.
someone that could rebound. Hate to say this, but pause, bang a little bit. Um, I can't even hold it together, bro. Oh my God, Jeremy Grant was someone that
Oh, man.
some guys off the bench and put together. Um,
Is he still? He's on like a 3 for. No.
he was, but I thought
3 for 90.
his contract is coming to the end. I got to look at his contract
Yeah, he
too.
had a 5, so he's on 32. He's getting paid 32, 34, 36 player option in twenty
Oh
seven,
yeah.
twenty
Oh,
eight.
okay.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, he's not.
Oof.
So he's off the board.
Yeah.
Um.
He got paid.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like there are guys like that.
Right.
That we could poach because even Washington, I'm pretty sure there are guys on that team that could be poached. There's guys on
McCollum?
Charlotte that could be poached.
But
Um.
McCollum's he got paid. He's still
Yeah,
making
McCollum.
money.
But see, the thing is, if I go after McCollum, I'm getting rid of Jordan Clarkson. I can't keep the two.
Right. Same thing
I
with
don't know if
Najee. And
anyone's like,
McCollum's making 30. Sheesh.
yeah, he's making 30, but you're talking. I think he's in his last year. See, okay, I'll give you
Yeah,
another
yes.
wing too. That's on Washington. So you're talking about like at the end of the season, do these guys get cut from Washington?
Hmm.
So you have him, you have Chris Middleton. That's a good wing.
Mm.
Put up some buckets. You can defend slightly in his age right now, but just enough that you could. I'm talking about 10 games. That's what you're really aiming for.
Mm.
So just like how when we signed when we went after the guy from Brooklyn, uh Bogey, and what's the other one that Tibbs had love? 6'6" guy. He was a scorer and he went to Miami.
6'6" guy that went to Miami.
Yeah, 6'6". He was a shooter. He even started instead of IQ at
Oh,
point. Like
Burks.
Burks. Yeah, like someone in that ilk. Like you don't have to get like the perfect basketball player. You just got to get someone that can produce just enough to where this guy might do something um like what the guys did last year against the Celtics or against the Pacers that got Tibbs fired to me. Just come in and this guy actually could play still, and you just to get through the 16. That's all I care about, the 16. I don't care about the full 82. We got enough for the 82. But Yabusele,
Oh, get him out of here.
that's a dud. That's a
Get
dud.
him out
We
of
need
here.
more than that because that's what's really killing the like for me. Mitch should be able to be doing what he's doing right now. And like I said, when I say about the get to the 16, like if Mitch is healthy for the playoffs and he gives me 10 games, bro, I know we could get to the finals. I'm just saying, like, we could get there. But it's just we gotta get somebody to fill in the blank, and Yabusele's not cutting it. Like, we should be outscoring the teams like very
terrible
with the amount of threes that we take. Our 3-point percentage is kind of low, or at least for much of the season was pretty low. It's starting to kick up now, especially with how Deuce and company is starting to come around. Like Brunson's shooting percentage wasn't as high as it should be for as many threes as we take. Cat was shooting like trash from three. He was having games where he's hit like 1 out of 6. Like, come on. That's not the greatest shooting big of all time. You know what I mean? Like,
it's weird how Yabusele was such a cheap contract, but he was so important just given the Knicks, like, they're standing in the next to the second apron and the cap, and he's been such a dud. I mean, there's so many other.
It's like,
I would have loved freaking Oubre here. I know, but I don't know what he got re-signed for with the Philly.
Bro, and God forbid. Okay, let me ask you this: based on what we're seeing from Yabusele, especially defensively, will we have been better re-signing Precious?
Yes. Yes, easily.
I think he would have defended better.
Yes.
He would have defended way better than Yabusele.
I'm not even a Precious
definitely
fan.
He couldn't shoot, but I'm just saying, like, he could have defended way better than Yabusele.
Yabu can't move laterally. I would have said, if I'm Mike Brown, I would have made this is why I said you got to respect Pat Riley. There's no way you could come to this team with championship aspirations after what you did with Team France, dunking on people, blocking people, looking nimble as hell, and you came here allegedly. They said that he's 20 pounds overweight. You're sitting on the bed. I don't care how much
you can't, but you can't tell me that. You cannot tell me, because he said, "I'm not overweight. I'm just trying to find my footing or learn the system and all that stuff." Okay, cool. We agree. That's BS, right? If that's BS, and we seen what we saw from Team France, which is giving some Frank Ntilikina vibes. I'm telling you, bro. Oh my God, the Frank Ntilikina vibes.
I don't trust French players anymore. You might be right.
Well, but you still got your guy Pacom, so whatever. It doesn't matter. Like, and also that freaking beanpole in San Antonio.
That's the only French player. Yeah, him. I can't think of anybody. I can't think of any other French player that I would. Tenjun is from
Saint-Jean, and then Tony Parker
from Hornets. But not all time, no. Put Tony Parker. Obviously, Tony Parker. That's different.
Yeah,
that's all time. But yeah, these players, man. Yeah, but
Yabu is just so disappointing. And really, to be honest with you, I'm even satisfied with Jordan Clarkson. He's actually defended better than I thought he would.
Yeah. He got old, man. You can see him struggle sometimes and shit.
Yeah.
But the thing about that, he does hustle and try.
Exactly.
I like he always tries to make concerted effort, even though I counted, he's almost getting like a turnover a game in the paint. He tries to get his dribble. He tries to force the issue by attacking the basket. Now, sometimes transition, and I think it's a Mike Brown thing was like, even 3-point shot in transition, you open, shoot it. They even if you didn't pass the ball, shoot it. But you see,
and he's also passed the ball very well too.
Very underrated. But I hate it when they said, I don't know if it wasn't Mike Bray. I don't know who said it, but he made that behind the back pass to Mitch right after Jalen Brunson made the slick pass to Mitch. He was like, and something, basically trying to. I'm like, no, Clarkson can pass. You may not see it all the time, but the ability is there. But let's not make it seem like as if he can't make those slick passes. So I do like what I'm seeing from Jordan Clarkson, Miles McBride, obviously Josh Hart filling in the gaps. But some of these other guys on the bench miss. I'm surprised he hasn't played. I know he fouled out in only like 15 minutes the other game. Huck Purdy hasn't getting playing time.
Nope.
He's reverting back to what Tibbs has done in terms of starting Josh Hart and benching Mitchell Robinson, which it's fun. I'm telling you, I don't care.
That's fine too.
F it. I don't care. Y'all dudes owe Tibbs an apology. Not you, Nick. All y'all
Okay.
people out there in Knick land, because y'all killed Tibbs for not starting Mitch. When Mitch came back last year, after starting up, what was it? Came back in January, February, what the hell it was? And
Mm-hmm.
y'all, Tibbs needs to start him. See, when the lineup, the adjustments. Mike Brown's doing the same thing here with Mitch. And Mitch,
Same thing.
same thing. Josh Hart is starting over Mitch.
But yeah, but Tibbs told us
Oh
last year
my
that
gosh.
the medical staff didn't want him to start. He said
It,
it. That anyway, but the medical staff is playing a role here too. So
as they
you know,
should. As they should. Try to keep Mitch, like you said.
and again,
Keep him to
it's
the
all about the
playoffs.
60. That's
Yeah,
all we care about.
I agree. That's
And
crazy. So we can't play
that's
this
so,
120.
so I do have a question for you.
Go ahead, sir.
Last season we struggled against the top teams, right?
Mm-hmm.
This team this year has been struggling against the. I guess really you can say it's struggling on the road, right?
You said
The
struggling
main culprit,
overall?
yeah, on the road.
Oh, on the road, on the road. Okay, man.
Yeah, on the road. Like we've
Yeah.
been dominant at home. The only team we lost to is the Magic. We got the
Yep.
Magic coming up, right? And then also we got the NBA Cup game. Are you looking at the NBA Cup as a litmus test? One, and then two. I know you mentioned the Magic. What's your big fear with the Magic? I know your video and stuff like that, but you might have to reiterate something.
My biggest fear in the Magic, well, one, they got my guy Desmond Bain, who's competent on the pick and roll, can shoot the 3-point
Okay.
shot.
Okay.
Is an agitator, which I don't know. When I look at the Knicks makeup, we don't
Mm.
have strong men, and I'm not like
Mm-hmm.
to combat that or offset that. And I'm not sure we have the composure where if a team like the Magic make a run, and they did it ugly, or
Mm.
like say how Celtics did that, we have the composure to stay in the game. That's one. Two, I don't like their front court. Wendell Carter abuses us. Has been doing it for years, and for some reason he's like, I don't know if he's a Nick killer. He's somewhat of a boogeyman. I wouldn't put him in the same
Yeah.
vein as say a PJ Brown or a Dell Davis, but we have issues guarding his mid range shot. He's done some dirty fouls where the Knicks have not retaliated. That hit
Mm.
on Shamit, I don't care what no one says. You don't screen like that and then when Shamit was showing his shoulder that he got hurt, your man Wendell Carter was shaking his head up and down like yeah like I'm like what? Wendell Carter's trying to be
Mm.
dirty. I don't know what got into him. He's turned into a dirty player. We don't have the physicality to really combat the team. Like you said, you talk about guys who come in and give you a few minutes of that. That's what Jonathan Isaac does for that team. Jonathan Isaac comes in.
Mm-hmm.
He plays. I'm not saying he plays only 5 minutes here or there, but Jonathan Isaacs is an issue defensively. Like you watch these Knicks games and we don't do nearly as well or have as much comfort going to the basket when he's in the game. When Mo Wagner gets back, another agitator, another bully in the paint, that's going to be an issue. And then Jalen Suggs, who's turned to be a glue guy, energy. I wouldn't say energy guy. He's a competent point guard. I wouldn't say he's a lead guard, but a guy who can now shoot the
Mm.
three and can defend, harass, point of attack on Jalen Brunson, slow him down, throw a lot of
Yeah.
darts his way. So they just have components I don't like, and I don't know if we have the
Yeah.
like you said the testicular fortitude to dig deep and say, you know what, we're gonna shoot 42% from the field today. We're gonna shoot 30% from three, but our defense is gonna win this game tonight. I don't know. I don't think we have
Yeah.
that in us to combat a
So
team like the Magic.
you know what? There was one thing I had wrote down in the off season. I was kind of looking for somebody to do this. But do you remember when Kobe and the Lakers lost against not the Magic, but the Celtics? And the
In
next
2000,
season,
yeah, the 2008, yeah.
like 2008, 9, something like that. And the beginning of that season, Kobe said like was really like laser focused and he was angry, right?
Mhm.
And he kept saying we needed to go back in the lab basically and get tougher, play harder, and be more hungry. And they weren't hungry enough.
Mhm.
And when I saw how like he specifically as well as them treated that loss to the Celtics, and I compare it to the way we came into this season, I felt like no one was angry. We lost to the Pacers twice.
Mhm.
I felt like we were right there knocking on the door. No, I didn't hear all these podcasts and stuff that each and everybody got featured on. Everyone is smiles.
Yep.
and that's cool. But the goal is a championship. This city is eager for a championship,
Yep.
and like we could tell a lot of stuff, but it's all about the like what are we doing? Well, we got to go after the goal. So
Mm-hmm.
are you angry? Are you hungry for it too? Because the city hungry. We would like to know that you're just as hungry as we are, and I don't see that part. But the magic, and also too, if you look at the makeup of a lot of the teams are starting to play like how the Pacers play too.
Yeah, you
Some
said
of
that
them
before.
don't have the same personnel.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Magic are gonna do the same thing. Like it's gonna be Jalen Suggs directly on Brunson, dogging him 24, 48 feet or whatever it is, and just like be in his face and be in his grill, and they're gonna push people around and push Cat out of position and push him around, and they're gonna get under Josh Hart's skin, and they're gonna do all the things just like the Pacers did. The Pacers knocked us off our equilibrium, so to speak. We don't have PJ Tucker here. We don't have those guys here. We don't have some of the guys that kind of like pulled us back together
Mm-hmm.
to help us fight through some of the things. And the reason why I mentioned that, Atlanta, top to bottom, they have like two good defensive guards. Like the Magic has a defensive guard in Jalen Suggs. Well, the Magic has what's that kid? Um,
Anthony Black.
Daniels. No, I talk about
Oh.
Atlanta. Sorry,
Oh,
Atlanta has
Dyson Daniels. Yeah.
Dyson Daniels. They have the other kid they got from Minnesota. They have Josh Johnson, like Jalen Johnson. Sorry, they got a bunch of guys. They got Chris Stapps that can block shots at the rim, and he's healthy right now. You know,
A Kongu.
you see my video that I made. Like it all boils down to like a lot of the teams have that makeup. When RG comes back for Toronto, I know we beat them, but they're gonna use and deploy RJ and quickly and stuff like that, and do the same thing that Nemhart and Naismith and all these guys did from the Pacers. And it may not just be one team that plays that way; it will be multiple teams for multiple rounds that's gonna be trying to push us around, beat us up, and push us down in the dirt when we're trying to get back up. And we have to have that fortitude, that anger, that pushback to say that. And that's why I also say you're not going to push Giannis around, but you might get away with pushing Cat around.
Yep.
You
Agreed.
know what I'm saying? Like those are the things that I'm looking at. Is mindset. It's all about mindset and the
It's
matchups that we're about to go through.
when you talk about that mindset. That's man. The only person I felt like came into the season with that burden of I want to win a championship was Jalen Brunson. But the
Well,
thing
I
is,
mean, we could kind of like look at how Josh Hart's been playing. Like he's been playing kind of hungry. I'm not.
but
I'm gonna give it to him.
Josh is
He
my guy. But Josh
and maybe Deuce.
and Deuce, I'll give it to
Deuce has
Deuce.
been playing
I
hungry.
felt okay, and Deuce. But I mean, like,
Yeah,
and Deuce. Okay, I'll give it to Deuce. I'll even give Mikal Bridges the fact that he's more vocal this year, and he's barking
yeah,
on
yeah,
Cat like,
yeah,
"Yo, bro, like, what are you
yeah,
doing?"
yeah, yeah.
Like, doesn't flash on help defense or helping or come up and help. But I don't know the rest of this team, man. When I saw what Wendell Carter did, when I see what freaking what's his bum's name, Kyle Kuzma did, like
Mm-hmm.
Dante DiVincenzo goes up and
Yep.
pause. He will get in Kyle Kuzma's
That
face,
guy's great, bro. I
or
was
he'll
just
knock him
thinking. I
off
was
with his
like, we're
elbow or with
missing
his
Dante.
shoulder.
Yep.
Man, I would kill.
I was just saying the same thing. I was like, and it's not so much that
That's
we
my
need
guy, man.
Dante's shooting. We just need Dante's mentality,
Yes.
and that's why I wanted the whole Nova core, so to speak.
Yes.
Shout out to Marvel, but like it really is kind of mind blowing that group. And I'm also like, as I'm thinking about it, I was saying this a couple games back. I was like, the Nova core is like the tough bunch of this team.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're the real tough ones in on this team. They are there every game. They go through thick and thin, I wish Dante was part of it. Um,
That was a major
but
loss
I
for
do
me.
like I do think Deuce is like he really has been kind of Dante DiVincenzo esque
This
from three.
this is
So
what
I can't even knock it.
you love, and what I love. Deuce is a soldier. He's a type like
He's a
he's
tough
not even
one.
gonna talk. He's not gonna
He's
do
a real one.
put lunch pail, put his head
Hmm.
down. He's gonna work. The thing,
Hmm.
and this is why I love Deuce. Is like he's what's it called? Unflappable. That's the word. Like you can't really move him. Like you can't.
Yeah.
But the thing about Dante though is that Dante lived for the moment, not in a cocky way, not in a way of like I
Hmm.
want to be the guy. But
Hmm.
Dante was the guy where it's like I know. Okay, it's me, Brunson, Randall's struggling, RJ's injured, or vice versa. RJ's struggling, and Randall's out. We were
Yeah.
going up against the freaking Bucks or something like that when they had Dame and Giannis or
Hmm.
whatever. I gotta go up there and take the pressure for Brunson. So I gotta go up there. And I know I gotta go on a run. I know I gotta put up like 16 points in the first half just to throw them off a little bit. Put the pressure.
Hmm.
Like he loved the pressure. And then when it
Yeah.
came to fighting, if Dante DiVincenzo was here last season when Draymond Green talked all that trash about Cat, when he
Yeah.
realized what Cat's situation was, he didn't fully apologize. Oh, my bad, whatever. He said, I'm going to say, but Dante would have done something. Say
Yeah.
what you want. Draymond can act all this. What bullies don't like is when people step up to them.
Exactly.
Even if you're weaker, I don't need you doing something with my back to you and you throw an elbow, I'm going up, you do the Bruce Bowen thing with your. I'm not saying that Dante did that. I'm just saying that Dante DiVincenzo gave you that tough element. Mikal Bridges is a good player. He's doing a lot better this
Hmm.
season. He doesn't have a mentality that tough. Josh Hart is
Yeah, it's a different kind of tough.
yeah. It's
He's tough
not
like an endurance tough is what
yeah,
Mikel is.
yes.
Same thing with Josh. Josh is like an endurance tough. I could handle it. Like you could spit at me, I could turn the other cheek, and I could take the all that stuff. But like when it comes push come to shove, like Josh will fight back with his plate. You know what I
Dante
mean?
would have
Like,
had a flagrant on freaking Aaron Naismith after his second three in that fourth quarter that probably would have
yep.
thrown Aaron Naismith off. Dante would have been
Hmm.
thrown out, but we probably win game one because Aaron
Yeah,
Naismith would have came down funny on his side or some. It
mhm.
would have been something, yo.
Yeah, but and
I
see
miss
the thing is
Dante.
like everyone likes to think is man you like positioning these guys to be dirty or whatever, but it's really like you putting stuff in people's mind like
Mm-hmm.
you can't because they're doing the same thing to you like pushing
Yeah,
down no like looking at what's his name who just hurt his shoulder you just mentioned his
Shammy.
name but Shamit, like pushing down Shamit or it's like a bad screen and all that kind of stuff and bobbing your head like yeah whatever like all that stuff they trying to put stuff in your mind too like
Yep.
they trying to push you around like you ain't that good or
Yep.
you ain't the king. Same thing with Detroit try to do that crap all the time. Big Stu always trying to like fight with somebody.
Yep.
You didn't see it. Did you see the video with
The other
Evan Turner
day,
when he pushed back against
well,
Evan Turner just
the
dunked
one
on him
recently, that
and
Isaiah Stewart did, you
yeah,
talking about? He did it
yeah,
recently.
yeah, yeah.
Who's he about to fight? He threw up his fist. Oh, not threw it. He was like showing his fist, like.
Yeah, but it was about Evan Turner. Like
Evan, is
Evan
it Evan?
Turner said, "Hey, come on, bring it."
You mean Miles Turner? Miles Turner.
Miles
Was it
Turner, yeah,
Miles? Was it
Miles
Miles
Turner.
Turner?
God, oh, I know Miles Turner
Oh,
had dunked on him, but also Wild Eyes, Bobby Porter said, "Come on, bring it." Like Bobby Porter's is another one. That's
yep,
why I like Bobby Porter.
yep. He beat
Definitely
the crap
will
out of
put a couple bean pies on that face.
that. It's just so, you just need that element of because I feel too many teams after Dante. It's like they do this stuff to the Knicks. There's no way in hell. And some of these guys get a plus multiply. That's what I'm scared about, Nick. I don't want a
Mm,
2007 Warriors situation where we as the number one seed, number two seed, we're losing to a team in the first round that we should be beating, but they still a
mm,
game here. They still a game here because they go on a defensive run. They feel they can be physical with us. They foul us.
mm-hmm,
They do
mm-hmm.
flagrant. They throw us off our game. That's why I said, and I say this on
Yep.
every live, and I say more so on the offense, but just over as a team. Does Mike Brown have levels to this game, to this team. Brunson struggling. The ISO game's not working. The two-man game between him and Cat is not working. What are the other levels in the offense? What's the levels in the defense? Even the mentality. I want to see a game by the Knicks where we attack another team's weakness. What we like to do is, hey, Brunson is Brunson. Don't matter if you switch onto him, you try to do this, blah, blah, he's going to cook you. You got to double him. Josh gets the ball, Cat gets the ball. Or we run the pick and pop with Cat, or we have Cat at the pinch. They run the tour action, whatever it is. We run these things where we depend more on our strength, our execution versus, this team can't defend this. They can't do this.
Yeah.
I want to see us we attack a game where we're just bleeding a team dry by doing that. Even if one.
But you know what you just described? You just described the Detroit series. Like Detroit could have beat us.
Yep.
But we did enough to just deplete and drain them, and they just didn't have that next gear. Like, oh yeah, you want to push us around? Yeah, you want to try to fight? All that stuff.
But did we really do that though against Detroit? Did we really go after their? I want to say their weaknesses.
We didn't go after their weaknesses, but we did. How can I put it? We did show them like, yeah, keep on trying, but you can't phase us. Like we're gonna still keep doing what we're doing.
See, but that goes to the original one I explained, where it's like we're gonna use our strengths to beat you. Strength versus strength versus no, you're weak at this. Let's exploit this weakness and let's see if we have a way to adjust to that.
Yeah.
And granted, maybe Detroit's probably not the great because it's like I'll say more so against a team like the Celtics last year where they live and die by the three, right? Not playing a drop back helped. That helped immensely, right? But I want to see us go into games, even this regular season, and we kill teams by certain weaknesses. Because I've seen them do it to us where they make sure to run the pick and roll on Cat. They purposely trying to get Brunson in ISO situations and attack him 1v1, right? That's what I want to see more so by the Knicks this season. But, it'll be an interesting one, man. Final thoughts, man. We got the Magic tomorrow, bro. 12 p.m. How do you feel about the game? How do you feel about the Magic? Just overall this season?
Okay. Not exactly a litmus test. I don't think games in December does not count. And this was something I was kind of like trying to get to. We lost to a lot of the top 5 teams or the top 10. And we still ended up making it to the conference finals. We beat Boston. And we outlasted the Cavs, so we got further than the Cavs. But a big thing for us is, so I don't want it to be to where for a second season, we lose to a top 10 team, a top 5 or top 2 team in the East, or one of the top 4, because I think we're number 2. So yeah, one of the top 4 teams in the East. And we just accept that because we could still beat them in the playoffs. Still want to put something in their mindset like, yeah, you won 2 games, but we could still beat you. You could still be had. Like nearly beating Boston was nice in the regular season last year, but we should have closed that game out and won in the regular season, right? Cleveland, we should have beaten Cleveland many times over last season.
Yep.
I don't want these teams to come in feeling boisterous and bold, emboldened by what they did in the regular season. I want them to feel like it's more of a matchup and we are willing to scrap and fight and punch you back in the face.
I agree.
So I want them to win this game. Like seriously, I want them to win.
I don't know where Mike Brown's going to get it from, but I know OG, I think that Mike Brown does depend on individual performances a little bit too much, but if you get these guys to buy in Cat, to buy in defensively, start playing the drop back, that's definitely.
And OG would help. OG helps a ton, so he does.
We'll see. Yeah. Like I said, man, hey, Jamal Mosley and company, man, they building something very interesting down there in Orlando. So.
Well, okay. Well, side note, what do you think about Detroit then?
I'll tell you this.
Real or fake?
I don't trust Jalen Duren. I don't trust it. Something about it. Now, granted, he's been, because I was watching, even from the summer leagues and stuff where he was, the dribbling ability, and it's like, what the hell? So he's been working on
Mm-hmm.
it.
Yeah.
I want to see Jalen Duren against Mitch.
Okay.
I
But if
want to.
Mitch is not healthy, do you think we could beat Detroit? Because I feel like Mitch is really our X factor against most of the East.
Right.
If we have Mitch or even a replacement of Mitch that could actually like Hartenstein would be great right now,
Oh, I love Hartenstein back in this team.
right?
I would put
So,
Hartenstein back in.
but we need a healthy big, so to speak, that could handle and withstand most of the Eastern bigs.
If here's what I feel confident in. If Jalen Brunson and Cat, you do have an improved Mikal Bridges.
Mm,
And look, they're one of the best defensive teams in the league, the Pistons.
that's right. Yeah.
And they got some wings on their team, man. Like he's not even getting crazy minutes, but guys like Ron. No, yeah, he's getting decent minutes.
Ron
Ron
Holland and
Holland,
stuff, yeah.
who's turned into, he's actually made good from guys from like the G League. Was G League
Mm-hmm.
Ignite he came from. If Cat and Brunson can have an effective 2-man game that forces them into some foul trouble.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have Mikal, Josh filling the gaps, but more so Mikal and Miles and OG to be adequate enough to eat off the dribble drive penetration, the pick and roll action. I still think we could beat the Pistons. I still think that, granted, last year was different, and you're not talking about last year.
Okay.
Last year was flukish in a way that Schroeder, who's a good player, but Schroeder and freaking Beasley just had their run against us. I do think Cade's a real deal, but he's a guy who's struggling from the outside.
Yeah.
I just think they have holes
It's
on that
gonna
squad.
continue.
I won't say they're pretenders. I just don't think Jalen Duren's that guy, man. I don't
Okay.
know. I'm just not convinced by Jalen Duren.
But see, that Jalen Duren is a facsimile of back in the day bigs versus today's bigs.
That's true.
He's effective against today's bigs. You know, like that's my point of view. I think he's a good player. And he's getting better, so I'll give him credit for that. I just feel like if Mitch is healthy, and this is the big if, or and then it also puts us in a position because to me, one thing about the play-in tournament that I like, not a play-in tournament, but the in-season tournament, is that
It
it
gives you like a
comes
preview.
before. Yeah, it's a preview of the playoffs. Everyone does play hard in these tournaments, or at least most teams. And then also too, it's before the trade deadline.
Right.
So when we talk about, man, should I go after, like, let's say Chris Middleton gets cut. I saw Chris Middleton this season. I know what he has done in the past. I might sign him versus going after a big, or because, man, in the in-season tournament when the pressure was on, man, I couldn't depend on Mitch. I couldn't depend on Yabusele. So now I got to find something to make up for it. You know what I mean? So like I want to look at these games like real close and like build something off of it to like understand what's going on. But the Pistons to me are one of those teams. And again, I keep saying the Pacers gave a blueprint on how to defend this team.
Hmm.
They gave us fits. That team almost won the finals. They pushed the champions to 7 games. And and we also have to give credit to Boston too. Boston just beat us.
Yep.
Jalen Brown is playing very well. And I said this in the video. Tatum may come back. I don't think he will, but I think he may. Like it's looking
Yeah, he's starting
very
to
nice
dunk
for him to
again.
come back.
Dunking.
So
What the hell?
that's wild, and they're dangerous because they're what, a top 4 seed now, a top 5. So the pressure's on. This is a window for us,
Yep.
and this is where the pressure builds from day one on Mike Brown that I don't like because I wanted him to have less pressure than it is now. We put him in a position where the Eastern Conference Finals is not good enough. That's a lot of pressure. Cat, there's a lot of pressure on him. He wants his contract. He's attached to teams and all this stuff like that. And he likes his family atmosphere, so to speak. And this is a family to him. I don't want him to like crack under the pressure, but I want him to perform, and he has to want it too. So like it's a lot going on, and it's tough. I don't think it's just that simple.
No, I think the East is building up. The window I think is this year because you also have to take
Yeah.
into account teams like the Heat.
Hmm.
They're looking better.
Yeah, the Heat.
Powell, Bam.
Yep.
We got
And
some
what's the put the Heat from trying to get a package to trade for
for
Giannis?
Giannis. That warmer weather. It's probably gonna be a
Yep.
lot healthier under that Pat
Yep.
Riley
The
system. The sun, like it would be very
system and
dangerous.
also like they help their staff.
That probably takes a
Hell,
long time, bro.
Atlanta could make a package too. Don't get them twisted. Like they could push to get Giannis.
Would you trade Trey Young? You'd have to, right?
Well, I mean, I don't know what the
You
best
can't.
package would be to put together.
Right. But I'm
I
saying you
would
can't have the
want
Trey
to
Young
keep.
system. You can't have the Trey Young system with Giannis, though, right?
No, I mean, well, they could do some of it. It's just, but Trey Young's
What?
been doing more stuff to move off the ball too. Like he's screening and he's doing all kind of stuff, and he's not healthy right now. So it kind of is beside the point.
Gotcha.
Hell, and I even posted in the video. I said, "You like they could trade Trey Young and try to get deeper.
Yeah,
It doesn't have to be necessarily for Giannis. They could trade Trey Young and get deeper and get better. Like so. Everyone, there's teams that have options, like Atlanta. I think even Toronto has options. Um,
yeah. They give me
Orlando,
flip
I think
flops.
they have another trade in their bag too. They could make another trade too to deepen that squad, but we don't know what it's going to be or what's going to take.
Mm.
And that's why I see like the window and the pressure is on. Like these guys have to perform, and Mike Brown is experimenting. He's doing all kinds of stuff. Whatever it takes, like I don't care. Uh, when the end of the season comes, you better be in the finals
I agree.
because that's the bar that we set.
I agree. You fired the one coach that got you over the hump in Boston versus Boston. He
Hmm.
was right there. You could blame it just on as you do on him. You could blame it on players.
Yep.
You fired him, and granted, hey, that's fine. But now you better
Yep.
win. There's no excuses. So, but
Exactly. And this ownership,
yep.
when this
I think
ownership
James
starts
Dolan was actually
firing
one that pushed
people,
it. Oof.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like whenever this ownership gets into personnel, I don't like it.
I
I think the
agree.
pressure's too high.
I agree. But hey, this is what they signed up for. This is what you
Yes, you
signed up
did.
for. You
I
wanted the glory
agree.
in New York.
Oh my God,
You
bro.
wanted the
I
glory in
hate
New
Mike
York.
Brown's mouth movement, man. Like his mouth is so
I
wide.
hate yo, bro. The other
It's
day
like
he
a
was doing
goat,
something. He
bro.
was
Like
like, you probably not see him right now, but he did something like a fish, and I was like, what the hell is he doing with his mouth?
yeah, yeah.
He's a weird.
The mouth movement. And I mean,
Yeah,
glory be to the Lord, bro. That's my what? God bless him. So, I just wanna see what Mike Brown does, man. So let's get to
oh
the
gosh,
finals. That's all
yeah.
I care about.
Let's get to the
Do what
finals,
you gotta do to
man.
keep Mitch healthy. Let's just get there.
Oh, this dude is stupid, man. I thought I was the only one who noticed. Like, what the hell is this guy doing with his
Nah,
mouth?
man.
So
The
what's wrong with this
mouthful,
guy?
man. Like a goat, man.
Yeah, like, yo, what's wrong with this dude? So, yo, you are
Man looks
stupid.
like
But yo, Nick, I
a
appreciate you,
llama,
man. I'm
bro.
about to get out of here. Yo, this guy is dumb. Thank God I'm not the only weird one. I be asking God, like, why do you make me recognize stupid crap like this? And I'm just sitting, and the camera kept zooming. I'm like, why does he keep doing this stupid thing with his, he was on the bench as the game was starting. I'm like, yo, he keeps doing this weird, like, is he doing mouth exercise? I'm like, yeah, this dude is.
I know.
You're
It's
weird.
wild.
So, yeah, you're stupid just like me, Nick. So I appreciate you coming on and talking about this. I can't get out my head. All right, let me end this show, man. Yo, guys, I appreciate you guys, man. Hit the like, subscribe to the channel, all that good jazz. We are out. I appreciate you guys for coming through, man. Nick, as always, I appreciate you, man, on a Saturday night, man. I appreciate you coming through. It's a great discussion. So please, if you can, leave a comment, leave a question. Salute to everybody in the chat who commented, man. I appreciate you guys. Peace, God bless. I'll see you guys here tomorrow. We are out. Peace, 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 peace.
Peace.